do is show maybe some multiple ways to do teams. All right. Hello, welcome back to Protected Trust Live. My name is Steve Goodman, training coordinator at Protected Trust. Joining me today is Sean Jacobs, who you may recognize from one of our other videos for Skype for Business PBX. Sean, welcome back.
Thanks.
How you doing?
It's great to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's good to have you. So today I thought what we would do is instead of talking about a subject, we would actually show you how to do something. And so for that, I thought a good starting place would be teams. And Sean, you're kind of ambivalent about using teams because you're...
We've been using it. We've been using it quite a bit internally. We've been using it for chat. We've almost completely replaced Skype for Business chat at this point with Teams, which is kind of cool. And we're doing a lot of things in Teams that kind of used to be done in third-party applications like Slack. A lot of that stuff has moved to Teams now. So a lot of that back-end communication and a lot of that seems to be going really well. So.
Yeah,
I've got a good impression of it so far.
So maybe just time. Time will heal all wounds.
Time will heal all wounds, I'm sure. So.
All right. So the best way to describe Teams is it takes all of the apps that you use in Microsoft and maybe some apps that are external to Microsoft, and it puts it all in one place for you. So instead of saying, oh, no, I got to go to my SharePoint page in order to grab this document, or, oh, no, this is in OneDrive, so I have to go to this other place. It's all contained in this one application. And there's different ways that you could set it up so that it's just right for you, but really it's a collaboration tool. And its use is its namesake, Teams. So if you're working in a team, use Teams to be a better team. So let me show you how you would go ahead and create a team. When you click on the actual team icon, it's just the three people and it says teams. Down here at the bottom it says join or create team. So I'm going to create that. And I will choose, again, create team. And the team name will be the live stream team. And the people who live stream. And you can set the privacy here also before you actually create the team. And the privacy setting is if you want other people in your organization to see what's going on inside of the team, that's fine. Did I say private or public?
I said private, I think.
Oh, no. So then the opposite of what I said. So private means if you don't want it open, you only want your members of the team to see the content of your specific team, then you would choose private. If you want anyone to be able to see it inside your organization, then you would choose public. So since I don't care, we're not keeping secrets in this team, even though...
No, you want everybody to see the work that you're doing in this team. Yeah.
In the live stream team?
Sure.
Because we do good work.
Exactly.
All right, thank you. I'm kind of fishing for compliments over here. All right, so on the next page is where I would add the members. So from start to finish, it's very simple to create the team. Puts everything in baby steps for you. Instead of like a long laundry list of steps, it's like, okay, you finished this. Do you want to add members or do you want to skip this step? So I'm going to add you to this, Sean, because you do such a fantastic job on our live streams. And I'm also going to add Seth, who is the webcam set up, Seth? Can people see you?
It was up until just a second ago.
Oh, well, we do these things live, so. And I'll just keep it to these two just for this live stream because that's who's currently in this room. And I'll click add, and now you all will receive a email. Look, just heard one right now, stating that that they've been added as members to this new team. And you can also give members, ownership roles, or you can remove members. So now that I have my team created, this is what I see by default. And so I can start up a new chat in the general window. Hi, thanks for joining. And Seth, sorry if I'm not, if I should give you more of a heads up of when I'm switching to.
It's no problem.
Okay.
I just closed it the moment I should have had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are we on now? Let's put it back to seeing my desktop.
Well, that's where we're at.
Okay, good. So along with being able to do conversations in Teams like you would with. They kind of treat it like it's an email, which I don't. I treat it as it's a chat feature.
Yes, I've always kind of used it as a chat feature. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can start different threads and you can reply to old threads and kind of like what you can do with emails. So I guess that's where they're coming with that from. But if you've ever used an application like Slack, which I'm sure a lot of people have by now, it's very similar to Slack. And it's very easy to use. So along with having the chat feature, I also have shared files. So instead of going to the different SharePoint site like I talked about in the beginning, I can just click on files and all the collaborative files that we need will just be right here.
And that's a feature that we use a lot, especially like our support team uses that to share files amongst themselves. And actually more than one team that I'm a member of, we use that as a location where those files live. That's basically the live place to go find that file.
Right. And so because it utilizes the technology of OneDrive and SharePoint, you can do the things like collaboration, or I think they call it co-authoring. But it has the versioning controls, so you don't have to worry about people messing up your document. You can always revert back to it. And we actually just did a video with one of our project managers. Take a look at that after this. Should we put a link in the description?
Sure.
All right, that sounds like a good idea. Of our latest video describing how to use things like co-authoring and versioning control. So now that we have our team set up, we also get this other thing called Planner. And it works kind of dual role. If you create a new planner, it will create a new team. And if you create a team, it will create a planner. I'm not sure if saying creating a planner is the right way to say it. Creating a project plan, maybe. The app's called the Planner. And so it usually takes a while for these things to create a new plan. So we will call this the live stream plan. And we will save. And now it's going to create it. So usually it takes, if you create a new team, I found that it usually takes between 15 minutes to an hour for it to set up all of the things that come with it. So like your SharePoint site,
Sure.
Planner will usually take at least that amount of time. So if you're going to create a team, give yourself some time when you first create it. That's what I would say. Since have you created a team?
I've not. I've just been using the teams
You're just
that
a
other
user.
people are creating
You're
for
a
me.
user of Teams.
I'm a user, yeah.
Well, Teams it's meant to be used as on-the-fly type of things, unlike your traditional SharePoint site where it's like these are the golden documents. You can see these documents, just don't touch these documents or
Right.
don't edit these documents. Teams is different in that it's supposed to be used to collaborate with your teammates. So here we have Planner. And this is just a really easy, what's that other thing for Microsoft? Projects?
Are you talking about project?
I'm
itself?
talking, yeah, is that what it's called?
Think you're talking about Planner?
No, not talking about Planner. I'm talking about the thing you have to pay extra for.
That's project.
Projects.
Projects.
Yeah. Projects. I feel like I'm going crazy. So this is like a really easy version of projects where you can set up your to-do lists and then you create different buckets of, whether it's completed or not, or assign people to it. Just a really easy version to get things done. And it will email out the people who you assign projects to. So very simple, very easy to use. It's actually become one of my favorite applications. We had this major push to start using Teams a few months ago because we were still we were a Skype people or we were Slack people, and so
There were different people in the company that some people
right.
kind of only did one or the other, so it was difficult for us to collaborate really well. And this has solved a lot of those issues.
Right, and it just takes all the different features and puts it all into one thing. So now that I use it, I can't imagine why I was ever using those different applications.
And they're adding more stuff to it too. So
Right. So you don't just have the Microsoft apps. If you use a third-party app, They have plenty of these, like Flipgrid, Poly. Do I use any of these? Hootsuite. We use Hootsuite. So yeah, not just focusing on your Microsoft or your Office 365 applications. You do have third-party add-in tie-ins as well. So you don't even have to go open up your third-party apps. You can just go right to your team and have it there. I should also state that, we kind of touched on this in our Skype live stream, which was the actual Skype, chat console will be going away. Mm-hmm. And it's being integrated into Teams. And so this specific profile, James Bond, doesn't have it. But if this had phone PBX or audio conferencing,
Right, they're moving that over into Teams as well. So.
Right. So I would see a little phone here,
Mm-hmm.
but this doesn't have the right license plan for that. But it is there.
It is there. It's on mine.
Yeah, and we just had you could do things like video calling or audio calling. All that exists. So we just had a meeting today, which I couldn't attend, but I could attend it from my office.
Mm-hmm.
So I just joined it that way. And there's not just, I should really go back to when we first created this team, right? So we have this general tab, but you can create other channels. So if you want only a specific subject to be spoken about because when it's all in general, it can get very confusing. You have your different threads going on, and it's very hard to keep track of it all. But if you break things off into channels, it's easier to get it by subject.
Exactly. So like this, you could make one that's specific to live streams, and then you also have pre-recorded videos.
Right.
So maybe you have a separate team that's doing the pre-recorded stuff.
I'll name this channel Prep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then what we should prep for before the live stream. And we'll add that right there.
Was that an inside joke?
But yeah, there's no limit to the amount of channels that you can add. I don't know, props, since we're keeping with 4-letter P words. Or no, props, I guess, would be 5. But without the S. And again, you have your community file storage, so you don't have to do it all based on one general tab. It could all be right there. So it's an all-in-one, and it's really one of my favorite applications to use since it has literally all the applications of Office 365, so I don't have to go jumping around to application. Mm-hmm. It's all right there. And I think what they're trying to do is replace Outlook, because we've talked about before how people are storing their files in Outlook, and it's not really meant to be file storage. It's
right.
meant to be messaging. And so I think they created Teams in order to combat all that. It's like, fine, you want an application to store all your files? Here's an all-in-one.
And a lot of the functions that you can use in Teams are also replacing things that you would normally do through SharePoint or OneDrive. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of going to one of those things to go find that file, you have your team. There's that file. That's where it lives. So
Yeah. I think that's all I want to cover today, just for creating the team. You saw how easy it was. I mean, we did it, I think, in 3 clicks.
Mm-hmm.
We clicked create, we named the team, we added members, and
now we can chat.
And now we can chat.
Now we can get work done in that team.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on this early live stream. Normally, we do our live streams every Tuesday and Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. However, scheduling conflict has made us do it at least 1 hour early. But thank you for joining us, and if you like our videos, please click the subscribe button, and thank you to our clients who make these videos possible. Thank you.